Welcome once again, guys, to my YouTube channel. This is Kutosi Peter, and my YouTube channel is Kutosi Peter. Thank you for the new subscribers. Continue subscribing, continue watching, liking, commenting, and also sharing my YouTube channel, so that others may get to learn more and more. So today we are going to learn about mapping of counseling. And by simple definition, I may say mapping of counseling involves the territory of counseling psychology, the territory or boundary of counseling psychology, whereby a client and a counselor have their boundary or territory to reach in as much as matters they're discussing is concerned. So we get to see that the map of counseling psychology covers three major parts. One is the process of counseling. Two is the relationship between client and a counselor. And the third one is skills and techniques that are being involved in counseling psychology. So today I'm going to begin with a process of counseling, of which this is just a simple journey between a client and a counselor. This process takes from one step to another until when a client has healed of a certain issue. Or we can also say a process is just like a stage that you go through between you and a client, so that you come up with irrational solution for this particular client. So we get to see that there are also three stages or processes in counseling, of which process number one, I may call it exploration stage. Process number two, I may also call it understanding stage. And the third process or stage, it is the action stage. So briefly passing through it, I'll get to see that what really entails in exploration stage. This is where a counselor helps a client to relieve, to come out, or to explain his or herself with a certain issue, so that he may be in a position of helping this particular client. So we get to see that in exploration, the issue that has been disturbing this particular client is being discussed, is being unveiled, and in a true manner, so that the counselor is able to understand it or to comprehend what the client wants to be helped of. Or in simple terms, we can say in exploration, the counselor is able to listen to the client and want to know how his or her issue is all about. Then the second method, or the second stage or process, I've said it is understanding. In understanding stage, here is where a client is concerned of helping, a counselor is concerned of helping a client to see life or to see their issues in a more and new positive way. So this is very very essential, because the client will be able to understand the issue of the client, to try and comprehend it in a way that he is able to give out solutions and remedies to this issue. So the understanding stage is very, very necessary, because it accommodates and adopts different views of which this client views what life is. This will be very easy and help the counselor to understand the kind of issue in detail, so that he may be able to know which ways and what to do, so that he or she may help this particular client. This stage is therefore a process, or it is also a process, because getting to understand someone's issue from exploration stage number one to understanding stage, it is also a stage on its own, because it is not that easy to understand or to comprehend an issue. So this process is very, very crucial, very essential, and very, very important. So when you go to stage number three, we said exploration of the issue. Second, I've said it is understanding the issue, or understanding stage, of which this is majorly for both of you to understand yourselves, more especially the counselor to understand the issue of the client. So now, stage number 3, which is the action stage, it deals with goals, actions, and termination in counseling. Here is where now you as a counselor, you have to now outline, to give directions, to give counsel to this issue that has arisen, so that this client feels himself or herself comfortable with that issue and gets to understand what really the issue entails and get to know the way forward of that particular issue. So this stage is very important because it is the action stage of the client, so that he may be in a position of getting to know what really is exactly, because the client gains a clear understanding of himself or herself about a certain issue. This is, for example, I can say the client becomes self-aware of his or herself of that particular issue. And this is due to the self-exploration, because when the client explored his issues very well to the counselor, he will be helped accordingly, because when I as a counselor understands the issue, I will be in a position of giving the client what is supposed to be given. And when that is done, the client will be able to know the self-awareness of what really entails about self-awareness. These effective actions are very, very important, and we have some, maybe you can say, the client finally sees clearly what they want to do and how they want to do it, because they have got solutions, they have got remedies on how to overcome these repercussions or issues. So action planning includes careful evaluation and of all alternatives to the issue. Evaluation is done and alternatives are being given to that particular issue. And as I can say, an action stage always has its aims. And what are the aims of this action stage? Maybe we can say this action stage has some aims. For number 1, we have, I can say, I have here to decide on the appropriate change, because when the action stage is being done, it's now the work of the client to decide what to do to that particular issue, because I have done my part, given everything, so it is you now to do what is supposed to be done according to the way the counselor has taken you. Also, to end the counseling relationship, yes, it's also good, because when exploration, understanding, then action, it is the end of everything, unless we have another session, or the second or the third. Implements the change, of which I've said that, to transfer learning, all knowledge, because you as a client will get to understand yourself more, self-awareness, self-actualization, and self-acceptance of that particular issue. So those are the 3 stages of process of counseling. And so I will try to be quick. Number 2, I said skills and techniques in counseling. And by definition, maybe you can say, what is a skill? A skill in counseling is just an art of counseling. An art of counseling is just an art of counseling. The person is able to make and implement the effective sequence of choices in order to achieve a desired goal or object. For example, the person is able to achieve the listening goal, is able to achieve the posture, is able to achieve what he may be overcoming or certain issue. This person will be able to overcome this. When we come to the meaning of technique, what is a technique? Technique is a way of doing things. Just that special way of doing things, I can call it a technique as far as counseling is concerned. So you also see that skills and techniques are interrelated in counseling. These 2 things go hand in hand. And there are very many skills of doing things in counseling, and this is also an area that is very broad and very wide, that I'll be looking at in my next video. So I'll go to the map number 3. Number 1, it was the process. Number 2, the skills and techniques. Number 3 is the very important one, is relationship. And when I say about relationship, this is all about the relationship between the client and the counselor. And this is very, very vital again, because it is the friendship among a client and a counselor. Without this relationship, sessions can't go on well, because friendship is very important. And that's why in our first video I talked about creation of rapport. This is all about relationship, so that the client has that confidentiality of opening up to the counselor and be able to explain all the issues accordingly. And for counseling to be very, very effective, relationship or friendship is very, very important. And it is characterized by some of the following, because we have empathy. Empathy is just having that passion of someone's issues, feeling, not feeling, but putting yourself in that person's, having that passion of someone's issues. And this will help you to absolutely help this client. Also, have genuineness. Genuineness is, you are supposed to be truthful, you're supposed to be trustworthy, you're supposed to be honest, and all the virtues that are involved. Then number 3, I have UPR, which is unconditional positive regard. Unconditional positive regard, which is very, very important. And I get to see that the relationship communicates acceptance and understanding of clients, hence promotes counseling relationship to the client. This is also very necessary, very important, and very vital once again. So that is it. I think I have that for today. Just to put a recap, we have just done with with mapping of counseling, and we say that it has 3 major parts. Number 1, it is process or stage. Number 2 is relationship. Number 3 is skills and techniques. We have looked into details all this, what entails in the stage. In the stage, we looked at the exploration, we looked at understanding, and also we looked at action stage. And all this was very necessary. We also looked at skills and techniques. We got to see how interrelated they are. And we have also finished with relationship, of which you have seen it communicates a lot, and it is very, very essential as far as counseling is concerned. My good people, keep waiting, watch the video. In my next video, I'm going to give you something good. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and also watch and do all the necessary things, so that in case of anything, you get the information the first person. Thank you guys. Let's meet in the next video.